The Lenovo Tab P11 Gen 2 is a very exciting tablet to me as it competes directly with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, which I often recommend due to its good price-performance ratio. Lenovo offers a large 120Hz display as well as a keyboard cover and an optional stylus. Can it beat Samsung? That's what you will learn now. Lenovo stays true to its design. The Tab P11 Gen 2 looks exactly like almost all Lenovo tablets. The back is made of 2/3 metal and 1/3 plastic. Overall, the build quality is solid, but the transition from the screen to the body is not as smooth as on many premium tablets. I like that it has a 3.5mm headphone jack and a microSD card slot. It is charged via a USB-C 2.0 port that does not support an external monitor. An 8MP webcam sits in the front center, which is a bit blurrier than on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. The 30MP main camera, on the other hand, is good. It's very similar on both. A keyboard pack can be purchased as an option, and I actually like this keyboard. It makes the tablet the best budget Android tablet with a keyboard. This also makes it interesting for students and as an alternative to the Lenovo Duet 3 Chromebook with Chrome OS. The keyboard cover consists of two parts. We get a plastic cover that protects the tablet very well from all sides, not just the back like the competition. However, it's also a good bit thicker with this cover. It's got a flip stand built into the sleeve, and there's a pull-out loop at the top for the optional stylus. The keyboard is then connected magnetically. Since we have an 11.5-inch display, the keyboard can be nice and big, in fact a good bit bigger than on 10-inch devices. I took the P11 Gen 2 on a trip to Warsaw and wrote a lot with the tablet while traveling. The keyboard is made entirely of plastic and even feels a bit cheap, but it works really well. I like writing with it. There's a touchpad under the keyboard, which is relatively small as usual for tablets, but works well. The Lenovo Tab P11 Gen 2 has an 11.5-inch display that has a resolution of 2000 by 1200 pixels. While that's common for 10-inch tablets in this price range, 11.5 inches is noticeably larger. That means you can see some pixelation, and I always notice that when I write with the pen, because then my nose hovers closer above the screen. This is also noticeable compared to the smaller Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, which has the same resolution but a slightly higher pixel density. In return, Lenovo has more stable viewing angles compared to Samsung, and it supports 120Hz. That is quite rare. Competitors like the Redmi Pad support 90Hz, the S6 Lite only 60Hz. Animations look nice and smooth on the Lenovo because of that. The brightness is pretty good, definitely good enough to work properly on a train when bright daylight shines through the window. On the sides, the P11 Gen 2 also has a total of 4 speakers that are nice and loud and have a decent sound. It is thus well suited for watching YouTube or Netflix. The latter can be played in HD thanks to a wideband level of 1. The Tab P11 Gen 2 supports an active pen, namely the Lenovo Precision Pen 2. Usually the pen has to be purchased separately. It's a pressure-sensitive stylus that feels well made, has 2 buttons and charges via USB-C just like the tablet. I have already tested many Lenovo tablets with the Precision Pen 2. And indeed, I think the P11 Gen 2 is good compared to some predecessors. The pen works okay. However, in direct comparison to the competition, it's clear that the Samsung S Pen and Apple Pencil are more precise. Handwriting simply does not look as clean with the Precision Pen 2, and you can forget about detailed drawings. If the pen is important for you, I think the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite with S Pen is the much better choice, mainly because of the better S Pen, but also because of software like Samsung Notes, which is better. Lenovo's Tab P11 Gen 2 is equipped with a MediaTek Helio G99 processor, which is supported by 4GB or 6GB of RAM and up to 128GB of storage. You can also get it with LTE as an option. I have the version with 4GB and 128GB. The P11 Gen 2 is slightly more powerful than the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite in the Geekbench 5 benchmark test, and it is significantly faster than the first P11. At the same time, it's significantly weaker than the P11 Pro Gen 2. In the 3D Mark Wildlife test, it's also stronger than Samsung's competition, and by the way, better than the Xiaomi Redmi Pad, which is also in a similar price range. At the same time, it's weaker than the Xiaomi Pad 5 and Pad 6. Before we continue, a quick thanks to our sponsor ExpressVPN. With the VPN, you can protect your data online. It means you can hide your IP address and encrypt your network data. This way, you will be safe even if you're outside connecting to a bit dodgy Wi-Fi. You can also use ExpressVPN to change your location and watch shows and movies that aren't available in your country. You can also save a lot of money because many travel portals show different prices for different locations, and often your location is not the cheapest. ExpressVPN is available for Windows, macOS, Android, iOS, Linux, and even many smart TVs. My Next Tablet viewers get 3 months free if you opt for the annual plan. To do that, just go to expressvpn.com/mynexttablet and you will get 3 months for free. You can also find the link in the description. Moving on to my Lenovo Tab P11 Gen 2 gaming test, here it does not perform exceptionally, but overall well. PUBG Mobile runs smoothly when you set the graphics to HD. Although it sometimes looks a bit pixelated, colors are reproduced well. Unfortunately, higher graphics settings cannot be selected. Asphalt 9 and Apex Legends also run smoothly, but not with high graphics settings in both cases. So you can play almost every game just fine with the P11, but it's not a high quality gaming tablet. You need a device with a better chipset for that. The Lenovo Tab P11 Gen 2 runs Android 12L out of the box, which I think is really good. Android 12L is the tablet-optimized version of Android, which is otherwise only available on a few Samsung tablets. With the L version, we mainly get the taskbar at the bottom. I also think it's great that Lenovo promises updates up to Android 14. That is pretty good. We mainly get pure Android here, and almost all apps from Google are pre-installed, including Entertainment Space and Kids Space. There are some additional features for the stylus and a productivity mode. The productivity mode had some bugs at the beginning of my test, but Lenovo seems to have fixed them already. But because of Android 12L, the productivity mode is not that interesting anymore. In my battery test, the Lenovo Tab P11 Gen 2 got a runtime of 6 hours, which is quite little. But I also performed this test with the display set to 120 Hz. If you switch to 60 Hz, the battery should last a bit longer. For my battery tests, I always run in HD, YouTube video at maximum brightness in an endless loop. So, is the Lenovo Tab P11 Gen 2 a good tablet, and can it beat the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite? In many aspects, yes. The P11 Gen 2 gives us a good display, a quality design, a pretty good keyboard cover, and almost pure Android. I think the P11 Gen 2 is a much better choice over the Samsung if you're looking for an inexpensive Android tablet with a keyboard, and also if you want a good entertainment tablet. However, Samsung still leads in one aspect. The S Pen and especially the software features for the pen are much better on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. So if you're looking for an inexpensive Android tablet with a great pen, the Samsung is still the better choice. In all other cases, however, not anymore. If you need a good keyboard and pen together, you should also check out the Lenovo Tab P11 Pro Gen 2. I have tested that one as well. It's more expensive, but it has an OLED display and supports the Precision Pen 3, which is more on a similar level as the S Pen.